Welcome back to High Stakes. Elevate your betting game by hitting that subscribe button and ensure you never miss out on our daily content. Want exclusive access to premium betting picks? Join our Patreon. Links are waiting for you in the comment section below. Stay ahead of the game with High Stakes. Tulsa versus Temple. The Tulsa Golden Hurricane have been a force against the Temple Owls in their last 3 meetings, boasting an impressive combined point differential of plus 57. Since the start of the 2023 season, Tulsa has shown resilience as an away underdog, posting a solid 6-3 record against the spread ATS, including a 2-1 mark on the road this season. With both teams entering this matchup off by weeks, there's no significant rest advantage, further solidifying Tulsa as the preferred betting choice in this American Conference clash. Armed with favorable statistics, a strong historical track record, and the momentum needed to secure a victory, savvy bettors should consider wagering on the Tulsa Golden Hurricane at plus 3 points. Both teams have struggled offensively, and their defenses aren't much better, making scoring a challenge this season. With a combined average of around 36 points per game, betting the under seems like the smart move in this matchup. My total pick is to take the under at 52.5 points. Expect a gritty contest where both defenses rise to the occasion, keeping the score low and leaving bettors looking for value in the under. Central Michigan versus Eastern Michigan. Following a valiant comeback that narrowly fell short in their last game, the Central Michigan Chippewas are poised to carry that momentum into their homecoming matchup against Eastern Michigan. With the confidence of a team that knows how to rally, I'm backing CMU to not only compete, but to potentially upset their rivals. So take the points with Central Michigan plus 3.5. This matchup has all the makings of a high-scoring shootout. Eastern Michigan has demonstrated impressive scoring ability at home, while Central Michigan has been finding its offensive rhythm in recent outings. Given both teams' firepower, the overbet in this Michigan interstate battle looks like a smart play. My total pick: go over 54.5 points. Expect an electrifying game filled with explosive plays and plenty of scoring as these two teams clash in what promises to be an exciting showdown. Ohio U versus Miami OH. With the Red Hawks struggling to exceed 23 points in all but one game this season, I'm confident in the Ohio Bobcats not only covering the spread, but potentially walking away with the victory. My team pick: Ohio Bobcats plus 3.5 points. I expect the Bobcats to adopt a ground and pound strategy, aiming to wear down the Miami-Ohio defense over the course of the game. This approach will allow Ohio to control the tempo and eventually find the end zone a couple of times, just enough to edge past the total of 44.5 points. With their strong rushing attack and a determined mindset, the Bobcats are poised for a solid performance in this matchup, making them an enticing pick for bettors looking to capitalize on this opportunity. Western Michigan versus Buffalo. The outcome of this matchup will hinge significantly on the battle in the trenches. With a formidable Western Michigan offensive line going up against the toughest ground game the Buffalo Bulls have faced all season, backing the Broncos is a compelling choice. I'm confidently placing my bet on Western Michigan minus 1 point. While Buffalo boasts a stingy defense, both teams are likely to lean into their respective strengths: WMU's powerful rushing attack and Buffalo's physical defensive prowess. This setup points toward a fast-paced, ground-and-pound contest that naturally favors the under. Given these dynamics, savvy bettors would be wise to lean toward the under in this pivotal MAC conference clash. My total pick: under 48 points. Expect clock management and defensive tactics to dominate the game, ultimately leading to a low-scoring affair that could surprise many. Texas State versus Old Dominion. In this matchup, Old Dominion faces a significant disadvantage at quarterback, with Joseph stepping in as Grant Wilson remains on the injury report due to an undisclosed injury. This sets the stage for the Texas State Bobcats to make a strong statement on the road, and I'm confidently backing them to win by double digits. My team pick: Texas State Bobcats minus 10 points. With a potent offense and a favorable matchup, the Bobcats are well positioned to capitalize on Old Dominion's struggles. Additionally, the over has hit in 7 of the last 12 games for Texas State, while it has also connected in half of the Monarchs' 6 games this season. This trend indicates a potential for significant scoring from both teams. Overall, I'm going with the over at 61.5 total points. Expect a high-octane game where both offenses find their rhythm and put points on the board, making this matchup an exciting one for bettors and fans alike. Charlotte versus Navy. The Charlotte 49ers have demonstrated a knack for keeping games competitive, especially against a Navy squad that often seeks to exploit defenses by getting chunk yardage when they least expect it. With the 49ers holding opposing quarterbacks to a completion percentage of just 57.2%, they're poised to disrupt Navy's rhythm while still keeping the contest within reach. Charlotte has been gaining momentum recently, which adds to their potential to stay in the fight. However, both teams have struggled defensively throughout the season, with Charlotte ranking 118th in college football by allowing an average of 434.8 total yards per game, while Navy is not far behind at 96th, giving up 395.2 total yards per game. Given these trends, I recommend betting on over 54.5 points. With both offenses likely to find openings against their opponent's poorest defenses, expect an action-packed game filled with scoring opportunities that could push the total well above the line. Alabama versus Tennessee. This matchup promises to be a nail-biter, likely coming down to the final possession. I have faith in Jalen Milroe and his dynamic supporting cast over the less experienced Nico Iamaleava. The stats back up this confidence, with Alabama ranking 26th in third down efficiency at 46.4% compared to Tennessee's 51st place at 41.8%. I'm backing Coach Kalen DeBoer Milroe and this explosive Crimson Tide offense to cover as short favorites. My team pick is Alabama Crimson Tide -3 points. On the flip side, Coach Josh Heupel will likely look to establish a strong running game to alleviate pressure on Iamaleava, which could lead to a more conservative pace. If he succeeds in controlling the clock and limiting possessions, I anticipate the under 56.5 points will be the prudent choice in this high-stakes showdown. Notre Dame versus Georgia Tech. When it comes to defensive stats, these two teams are remarkably evenly matched. However, I'm leaning towards Georgia Tech, as they've demonstrated a knack for winning tight contests and will benefit from a lively home crowd eager to support their team. For this matchup, I'm taking Georgia Tech plus 11.5 points. Notably, the under has hit in 2 of 3 games when Notre Dame has been favored by double digits, and historically, these teams have faced off 5 times, with all 5 matchups resulting in the under. Given these trends, my total pick is under 49 points. Expect a hard-fought battle where defense reigns supreme and scoring opportunities are at a premium. Kent State versus Bowling Green. The Golden Flashes have struggled this season, posting a disappointing 1-5 record against the spread, while the Bowling Green Falcons hold a more respectable 3-3 mark. Given these trends, I'm confident in backing the Bowling Green Falcons -21 points to cover the spread. Offensively, both teams have faced challenges in generating yardage. Bowling Green ranks 90th in the nation with an average of 363.8 total yards per game, while Kent State finds itself near the bottom at 133rd, managing just 258.8 total yards per game. This inability to move the ball effectively suggests that scoring will be limited. Taking all of this into consideration, my total pick is under 55.5 points for this matchup. Expect a game marked by defensive battles and stalled drives, keeping the score low and the action intense. Toledo versus Northern Illinois. The Northern Illinois Huskies have been showing promising signs on offense, averaging 25.5 points in their last 2 games. Meanwhile, the Toledo Rockets have also managed to keep pace, scoring an average of 22.0 points over their last 3 outings. Historically, the Huskies have held the upper hand in this matchup, boasting a 9-5 record against the Rockets in their last 14 meetings. With home field advantage on their side, I expect the Huskies to secure a victory. Additionally, when it comes to scoring, the trends favor an offensive showdown. The over has hit in 5 of Toledo's last 6 games, and in 4 of the last 5 matchups between these two teams. Given this trend and both offenses' ability to put points on the board, I'm confident in betting on over 42.5 points for this exciting clash. Expect a thrilling game filled with scoring opportunities as both teams aim to make their mark. UAB versus South Florida. Recent performances from both teams indicate a striking similarity in offensive production, with UAB averaging 18.8 points over their last 4 games and South Florida slightly trailing at 18.6 points in their previous 5 outings. This parity suggests a competitive matchup, making it unlikely for the Blazers to face a blowout. Given this context, I'm confidently backing the UAB Blazers plus 13.5 points to cover the spread. Their ability to stay within striking distance is bolstered by the fact that the under has hit in 3 of their 6 games and 4-1-1 for the Bulls this season, indicating a trend toward lower scoring affairs. Therefore, the best bet for this game is to take the under 57.5 total points. With both offenses struggling to find their rhythm, expect a tightly contested game where scoring opportunities may be limited, making for an intriguing showdown. NC State versus California. It's impossible to overlook NC State's troubling 0-7 record against the spread, ATS, which could potentially skew the line in this matchup. On the flip side, California is coming off a commanding performance where they covered an 18.5-point spread with a decisive 31-10 victory against San Diego State. Their ability to rack up 38 points against Miami at home further illustrates the Golden Bears' offensive prowess. With their formidable defense, Cal presents a significant challenge for the struggling Wolfpack. NC State will likely lean heavily on their rushing attack, but they'll be going up against a California defense that ranks 39th nationally, allowing just 117 yards per game on the ground. This matchup favors Cal, as their balanced offensive approach on home turf should allow them to comfortably cover the 10.5-point spread. While I expect California to score effectively, the nature of this game suggests that it won't result in a high combined score. Therefore, I recommend betting on the under 46.5 points as the best option, as both defenses are likely to dominate and keep the scoring in check. Michigan versus Illinois. If Luke Altmyer continues his strong performance, he has the potential to exploit vulnerabilities in Michigan's secondary, keeping the Illinois Illini competitive in this matchup. A victory could not only solidify their place in the AP Top 25, but also secure bowl eligibility, adding extra motivation for the Illini. While Michigan has established itself as a solid team, they are far from invincible. Illinois can capitalize on any defensive lapses, particularly in a secondary that has shown signs of struggle this season. With my team pick being Illinois plus 3.5 points, I believe the Illini have what it takes to cover the spread. Illinois has faced several high-octane offenses, but has managed to keep scores low, showcasing their defensive prowess. In contrast, Michigan's high-scoring games have often come against weaker defenses. This pattern suggests that when both teams encounter capable defensive units, scoring is likely to be limited. While Altmyer has demonstrated promise, his performance can be inconsistent, particularly against elite defenses like Michigan's. Therefore, my total pick is under 43.5 points, as I expect a hard-fought battle where both defenses rise to the occasion, limiting offensive output. Houston versus Kansas. The Houston Cougars have experienced a revival on offense following the switch to quarterback Zeon Chriss. His dual threat capabilities were on full display as he racked up 141 passing yards, 97 rushing yards, and 2 touchdowns. Chriss' electrifying 71-yard touchdown run not only shifted momentum, but also demonstrated Houston's ability to execute explosive plays when it mattered most. With this newfound energy, my team pick is Houston Cougars plus 5 points. The Cougars' offense has been revitalized, and they will likely maintain a fast tempo to exploit Kansas' defensive vulnerabilities. With a talented roster of skill players, Houston has the potential to create mismatches and push the ball downfield as their confidence grows. Conversely, Kansas has also proven they can respond effectively thanks to their own arsenal of offensive weapons. This sets the stage for a thrilling back-and-forth scoring battle. Given the dynamic nature of both offenses, my total pick is over 47.5 points. Expect a high-scoring game as both teams look to capitalize on each other's weaknesses and keep the scoreboard ticking.